Hi, everyone. Sorry, I was waving to the laptop. I don't know why we keep doing that. The camera is not the laptop. How are you guys? So I've typed in the chat, and for those who perhaps can't get to the chat, if you've casted it or anything, so for this we'll need a strap. You could do it without, but it would be helpful if you did have one. And if you don't yet have a strap, you could grab a long jumper. You could also just grab a tie or any kind of rope or anything long, basically. And this one, I suppose, is optional, and you can. Hello, everyone. And you can substitute it for quite firm pillows or just a whole stack of them. Or better yet, if you've got a yoga wheel, I won't demo it with a wheel today because I'm aware not everyone has one. But that works as a nice substitute as well. So if no cork blocks, you could try heavy books or really thick books or some pillows, which I'll grab from my couch in a second. So we're sort of going to be chatting a bit about the shoulder and I guess how, so if we think about the shoulder rather than like the hip, so if we don't think about it like the hip, where it's a socket and a ball joint, I mean, I suppose in my head anyway, I used to sort of see it and picture it that way. But if we think about the shoulders, I suppose a little bit more of a giant complex thing, and call it the shoulder complex, as it encompasses the clavicle, the rib cage, so the neck, the sides of the body, and it's a really complex mash of muscles and ligaments. I was looking for the word fascia, and all the complexities in this joint give us a really big range of motion, which is great. But I think, and maybe if you've experienced, it can also lead to quite a lot of easily like a twanged shoulder or a frozen neck. I don't know if anyone has that before without proper warming up, getting a pain in the shoulder. I've just someone this morning that was practicing had a pain in the shoulder from maybe pushing it too much, and just because it's super flexible really, but because of that it has loads of complications. So it's quite important. It's really one of those, and in yoga we spend so much time on the hands and the shoulders to keep it healthy, so strong, flexible, and mobile, in all the directions that it gives us motion in. So again, anyone on the chat, if you're joining this late, I'm so sorry you can't type to me. But if you want to tell me if there's any injury or anything, feel free. If not, a general rule is if it's painful, just stop and back away from what you're doing and make sure you're just never in pain. So we're sort of going to break this up into a few little sections. I'm going to start, bring my notes to the front. Just start seated. So you could have sat how I was, just on the knees. You can also just choose to raise your seat on a block or a pillow. We're going to spend about 5-10 minutes sitting down doing some different shoulder stretches. So you just take any comfortable seat you like. Again, your legs can really go anywhere at this point, whatever works best for you. I'm actually going to take this back out. Okay. So firstly, bringing the hands to interlace behind you, behind your head. And we're just going to do some simple cat and cows sat down. Okay, so let's start with rolling all the way in. And we're not going to pressure the neck too much. Just let this be quite nice. Maybe letting the elbows squeeze in slightly. And then as we come up and open the chest, also equally start to take your elbows wide and maybe start to look up. And then again, back in. And really all we're doing in our minds is just noticing how the body feels as we move, opening up, how the body responds. Let's just keep moving in between both. And do one more round. This is quite a nice one for a break in the day. Okay, bringing the hands back down and then shuffle yourself back up to neutral. We're just going to loosen off the neck for a second. So let the right ear drop to the right shoulder. And then maybe taking the right hand above. And I sort of like to hook my finger in the fold of my ear slightly. Okay. Do this quite gently. Now we're going to take that left hand, firstly, to reach it a little long and see how that feels. Again, don't overdo it. If the top hand is too much pressure, just release your ear off its own hook. Now we're going to take the left fingertips to the shoulder and then roll it open. So anti-clockwise. And really make the effort to not just kind of go round and round in a small circle. Really find a nice range of motion. Almost like you're drawing a really big circle with the elbow that's bent. And don't do it too fast at all. Just take it nice and slow. Yeah. Then swapping sides. So lift the head back to neutral for a second. And then tip the left ear to the left shoulder. And then hooking left arm somewhere in your ear. Straightening out the right hand. Fingertips to the shoulder. And then we're opening up. So clockwise. And again, drawing a big circle. Feel free to go slower in the places where you feel a bit more resistance. Keeping the neck relaxed and long. Nice. And then releasing back to neutral. Nice. So grabbing your long rope or strap. I'm going to do a fair few more sat down just with the shoulders and the arms. So I've already made a loop, but you really don't need to. I think for the first teachers in our kit, we sort of mainly keep the loop on because we use it quite often. So I hold the buckle just because I don't want it to clang on the floor too much. We're simply going to take the belt above the head, and then the distance, you sort of have a play with what works for you. Firstly, we're just going to stretch the arms out like you're trying to stretch the strap just a little bit. Nice. And then release the shoulders, take it a little wider and just bring it to the front. And so this time we're going to kind of keep a little pull, opposing pull on the strap, but not too much. We're going to move in between, lifting the strap, and then just widen it if you need to take it behind you. And again, going slower in the places you feel most resistance, all the way back. And then we're literally going to go between both, lifting the strap up and forward. I'm going to just show you something from this side. As we go back, we're going to try to avoid taking it into the lower back by arching the spine to get the shoulders to open. Keep the lower back long and work on the shoulders instead. So you're not going to stick out the bum. You're not going to push the ribs forward too much. And just allowing yourself again to go slow, or maybe in a pulse around where you find it most tense. Okay, and then lifting the strap up, maybe narrowing it slightly. Now we're just going to take the strap to the left-hand side, or whichever side you prefer. And then keeping a slight pull on your strap, maybe think about this side of the rib cage, the wide side, sort of these lower ribs, trying to find a little bit more space between the rib and the hip. Whether that's, with adjusting and stretching your right arm a bit further out and open, or maybe using the breath to breathe deep into that right hand side. Coming up, and just do the other side. And again, you're playing with a few things. Either the arm goes a little longer, or both. You take the breath even to the left hand side or the open side of the body. And let's go one more time back to the first. And then second side. And then back to the top. Keep the strap in your hand. We're going to hold it in our right hand and allow the right elbow to bend so the arm drops behind you. So before we even move, I'm just going to move my hand, turn around. What I want you to do is take the left hand to hold the elbow and then keep working on the shoulder blade being quite relaxed. So we don't want to stiffen up and try and hold it down or, contract any muscle here. Really jelly-like shoulder, taking the hand, and as we coax it, so don't give it one yank, but little series of coaxing it to the left. You're working on keeping the shoulder blade nice and soft in the body. Malleable. Okay. To pin it here, maybe the head just moves back like a centimeter onto the arm. Maybe taking that left hand out. So rather than keeping kind of the arm really short and just bending the hand to grab what you can, let's go on a long arm. So thumb facing down, the left hand. And as you take it to the back, you're going to really reach that arm and keep reaching the arm all the way, reach and long out of the shoulder to now see if you can grab it behind your back. So whether you've got the strap or the fingers, go for whatever works best that causes you no pain. Even if you used to be able to do this, like maybe even yesterday or a month ago, going with what works today. Okay, so you should have the strap still behind you. I want you to lower that bottom hand slightly down. So you're grabbing much lower behind you. Grab the strap on both sides. And then you can keep the head quite low for this. Let's see if we can sort of get the hand off your head and then just gently pull and stretch outwards behind. Like I don't know what I can liken this to. I don't think most of us have done this motion. So you're aiming to stretch the arms far behind you. And then releasing. Nice. Bring the strap forward, shrug the shoulders a little, and just notice your right shoulder should feel way more looser than the left side now. And so again, grabbing the strap. On the left hand, we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to face this way again. So keep the shoulder blades soft as you slowly coax your arm through. And your job really is to notice what's going on in the body. Is there any pain? Is there any tightness? Different from the days, different from the other side. Using your head to pin it slightly, and then this arm. So again, we're going long. So thumb side down, and then you're really reaching the whole arm long, grabbing the fingers or grabbing the strap behind you. And so you can keep your head down. Or if you want a little bit more, you can start raising the head just a little bit. I'm going to keep mine down. Relax your shoulders. Nice. Releasing the arms and try and grab the strap behind you slightly lower down. I'm going to face this way now. And then again, you're just pulling it behind you. Directly behind. How does this feel? It's quite bonkers, but it feels great. Even if you can pull it a little bit, it's so nice. Don't clam up, so just keep the shoulder blades relaxed as you do this. Nice, bring it back to the body, and then let's release the strap. Okay, park the strap somewhere along the side of your mat, and then just shrug out the shoulders. They should feel pretty equal at the moment. So if you've got a book or your block, next thing is stay on your bum, change leg position if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Too much on the feet there. Okay, bringing the block now in front of you. And we're going to hold it with the palms open. So rather than gripping, just going to hold it like this with the fingers all nice and straight and reaching as well. So sitting again quite happily wherever you are. Let's first allow the shoulder blades to move forward. So this might cause you to round the spine a little, like in cat. And we're just working on the mobility, again, of the whole shoulder complex. Now, pull the shoulder blades into the body, so like you're doing cow. Maybe your chest pops forward. And again, roll the shoulder blades forward, everything curling in. Roll the shoulder blades back together. And again, forward and back. And knowing sort of how to mobilize and to actually stop your scapula from sticking from maybe underuse is really, really quite a healthy motion that we really should have. You want your shoulder blades to be gliding around healthily on your back. Okay, then find neutral. And we're going to lift the block up. I'm going to face you to do this. Reaching the block high, so let the shoulders come to your ears. And then drawing the scapula down, shoulders away from the ears. Reach up, shoulders to the ears. Reach down. Nice. And this is again part of a healthy range of motion for your shoulder blade. And down. And moving in between both. Reaching up. Are your hands getting tired? And down. Okay, keep them neutral. Bring them forward. Roll forward. Roll back and up. Shrug up, down, forward. And so we're moving through the 4 planes. Roll forward, neutral, up, shrug up, down, forward, neutral, up, shoulders up, lower, bring the block down. Bring the block to me, block to you, block up to the ceiling, shoulders up, shoulders down. Again, block to me, block towards yourself, all the way up, up, and shoulders down. One more, block towards me, block into you, reach on up, shoulders up, shoulders down. Nice, releasing the block. Okay, how did that feel? It's surprisingly a little bit difficult, I think, anyway. It's definitely a little workout for your shoulders. So everyone just coming onto the knees. Nice and simple. Now we're really just going to work through a whole bunch of exercises for your shoulders. Drop the head down. And then we're going to tent up the fingers. I'm sure a lot of you have done this in your class. And you can sort of slide those fingertips a bit more forward as well. And now maybe walking both fingers to the right-hand side. And then reaching that left fingertips a little bit more. So we're really stretching out. We need to try and feel it as much as you can from the hip. Maybe you feel it on the back side of your ribs, all the way to the armpit, maybe to your pinky finger on that left arm. And then walk it back to the center and to the left this time. And you're going to reach that right arm a little bit more. And And then feeling and finding that sensation of length through the right side of the body. Maybe the back of the ribs on the right side, maybe in the armpits. So maybe some of you are feeling it in the inner arm. Nice. Working it back to the center. Okay. And now just creeping your fingers a little bit more forward, maybe getting the knees slightly wider. We're going to come into puppy pose. So for some of you, this might be the best way to start with the forehead down on the floor. And the idea behind this is we want to reach out the hands so the palms can face down, or actually you can come up on fingertips as well. See what works best for you. And we're trying to coax the chest to drop as low as it's comfortable. For those that are already flexible in the shoulders, or maybe slightly more than others, you could maybe spend some time on the chin instead. If your chest already comes down quite easily, that is way more comfortable. But I want you to, if you're already really flexible here, you might be already, again, flexible in the lower back, right? To pull the navel up slightly. So you're really feeling it in the upper back rather than just dumping your belly down towards the floor. So for those that are on the chin, you're going to pull the navel up back into the body slightly, letting the stretch move upwards towards the upper back a little bit more, not hinging on the lower back. And for those that are on the forehead, just try and relax your chest even lower down to the floor and just give it some time. Okay, taking a few more breaths. And then when you're ready, just use your hands, push yourself up. And then we're going to prepare for maybe a slightly deeper version of this with blocks or your books or a whole bunch of pillows. So if you are less flexible, you're just going to use one block. If you're already more flexible in the shoulders, but you want a deeper stretch, then go higher with the blocks. And I've just got a sheepskin here, just so my elbows don't hurt too much on the cork blocks. If you've got a blanket, just place it over, or again, your jumper or t-shirt. And same thing, elbows, we're going to place them on top of the blocks, but we're going to try and squeeze the elbows quite close together. So you will need to sort of nuzzle your head through your forearms, your hands, sorry. And then working with the knees so that they're right under the hips. And you can put your palms together with the hands for now. And again, coaxing the head to touch the floor, maybe the chest to touch the floor. And remembering for those that are very mobile in the lower back, to pull the navel up slightly. So we're really trying to access not the lower back, but the shoulders and the arms. And once you're there, maybe you can coax your elbows to come slightly closer. That's how you can deepen the stretch. And start to bring the thumbs or the palms to touch the back of the body. Okay, we're going to move in between straightening the arms, so palms together and just straighten them. And then bending the elbow, bringing the thumb to touch your back. Moving nice and gently in between both. Just remember, we don't want to dump down in the belly, so keep the belly slightly tucked up. Now, if you found you quite enjoy just staying in one position, whether the arm is in whatever angle it is, you can keep it there and work on just allowing your chest to drape lower down to the floor. And you should really be feeling this a lot in the inner arm towards the elbow. Right, and with this, you can kind of feel your shoulders are in a nice healthy motion pattern. It's externally rotated. Your shoulder blades are nicely down the back. We're not cramping up the neck. So allowing yourself to enjoy the stretch in the armpits, in the shoulders, in the inner arms. And again, a reminder not to hinge through your lower back. So navel, pick it back up. Nice, straightening the arms, and then kind of squeezing your head out of the arms and coming back up for a second. Push all your blocks away. We're going to do a nice little counter pose to thread the needle. So knees under the hips, and then getting the left arm under. Just going to move my hair. And I like to roll around slightly to just massage out the outer shoulder, like all the muscles around here, before dropping my head down and sort of taking that right hand as a stability factor. So really tenting up the fingers or palms on the floor. And now really allow your weight to drop all the way down and kind of mash into your left shoulder. And if you tend to let the belly hang, if you're very flexible in the lower back, just pull the navel in still slightly. Nice. Use your right hand to help pick you up. And let's do the other side. Just taking that right hand all the way through. And then sort of roll around on the floor for a second, kind of massaging the arm, the shoulder. And then dropping your weight down. And really let the weight hang and drop into the floor. Accept the belly. And use your left hand for help. So it can really be anywhere, in any position on your mat that gives you the most stability in this posture. Really let the weight, even in your head and face, just drop towards the floor. Nice. Use your left hand to come slowly, help pick you up. Nice. And then bring yourself up into a seated position. So if you've got a wall or a window near you, we're going to do a little bit more on more like more static kind of stretches. So coming up to your wall, find your window or wall. Alyssa's right that with the window, so the neighbors are going to be they're going to have quite a fun show. Being like, is she all right? Just throwing herself, slugging at the window. Okay, so we're going to go with the wall, hands on the wall, kind of halfway down on your height. Okay, simply walk your way back, and similar like puppy pose. Let's continue from there. Just going to allow the chest to drop down. You may find it's helpful for the head to hang down as well, or some of you might want to keep it lifted. And again, if you're flexible in the lower back, this can tend to happen. You really hang low through the lower back, in which case, kind of pick the belly up a little. We're working way more on the shoulders and the upper back. And this is a nice, easy one to remember to do. Really, really simple. Nice. Picking yourself up. And then taking your left arm. Let's do the left arm first. So nice long arm. That way you're going to try and get the shoulder or your chest, the side of the chest, to the wall. You can use your right hand for help. To kind of, once you're there, maybe once you've touched shoulder to the wall, to just roll the chest slightly open. Again, no one's chest is going to flop completely the other side. That would be probably a very unhealthy range of motion in your shoulder. But just enjoy the stretch here towards the clavicle, the front, the pecs, the shoulder head, and just all the tissues there. Feel free to even like move around. There's no right or wrong way for the legs to be. And then let's let go. So roll yourself towards the wall and then do the other side, reaching that right arm out. Sorry, I'm laughing because Alyssa's doing this onto the window where all the neighbors are just having their lunch break. So that's quite funny. Okay, so again, trying to touch the shoulder or the top of the arm there to the wall. Nice. Roll into the wall, release the arm. And now this one is a bit strange. It might feel quite weird initially. I hope you can, yes, you can see. Okay, so you're going sort of like, oh, let me get this right. Like this. Oh, you can't see it. Like this. Like a scarecrow. And then rolling open. So you're kind of doing this, like this dance. By getting that one side to the wall, rolling open. And then the other side, left side. Oh, rolling open. Okay, rolling back. And now facing away from the wall, fingertips pointing down to the floor. Just step yourself forward slightly. Keep the hands sort of on the wall, and we're just going to push the wall back behind us and drop the body down. And so if it's nice, you can sort of just pulse around here. And seeing how it feels. Maybe you can even bend the elbows slightly, straighten up the arms. We can go higher and lower down with the knees. Or you can just hold it once you've found a nice sweet spot. Nice. And push yourself away from the wall. Pick up your strap. We're going to make a wide-ish strap. So in lots of yoga postures, you'll sort of see, when we say to clasp the hands and bring them up and over, I tend to have quite tight front of the body from doing other things as well. So that's always a struggle for me to get the hands all the way over my head into the floor. So using a strap can really help, right? You want to make it sort of as, well, it depends. I'm going to ask you to play. So if you don't have a strap, just make a knot, okay? And you're going to tie it so that behind your back, you'll be able to put it on. So it's a little bit of a mare. If you have a friend, that's great. So you want it about shoulder distance. And it's not going to stay here. We're going to take it behind. So that's a little bit of a mare to put on. Already requires some shoulder flexibility. So if it's too difficult, make it a bit wider, which I'm going to do. A little bit wider, because it really doesn't matter if it's like way wider than what you wish for it. And then try and nudge it nice and high. If you've got kids who can help you there, or your partner, your housemates, get them to do it. And then you're going to work it slightly higher than the elbow, so it's not on your elbow. And let's play with that concept of taking the arms up and above, except now we've got a little help with our strap. So just coming to wherever on your mat, feet hip width apart, and dropping all the way down. Okay, so we could interlace the fingers and try and work the arms up and over, but actually if you bring the arms up and over and the act of pushing against something will sort of help your shoulders open a little wider, or at least come up and over slightly more than if your hands were just clasped. So this is quite a nice feeling. If you're doing home practice, you've got a bit of time to wriggle yourself into your strap. This is definitely, a lot more than I would get to with my hands clasped. And so it just helps to have something to push against. At least you can slowly come up, and we can try this with wide legs. So just face a different way, wide-legged on your mat. Just a little bit more stable. Or maybe you do wide leg posture often, so you can kind of measure, oh, okay, it is going a bit further than clasping the hands. So keeping the arms long, but then pulled apart from each other into the strap. Nice, and then coming all the way up. And that's it, releasing the strap. Again, if you need to ask someone to help you, but it's easier to take it off then. Put it on the side. And that's sort of a nice little tip for home practice. If you're struggling with that posture, getting anything bound around your arms is a great shot. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a flow involving lots of arm variations. I hope your shoulders, how do they feel? Mine feel a bit taller, definitely, from working and from doing things. All right, so just come to the top of your mat. And we're going to end with more yin postures. This is a nice little short one to do. So palms facing forward and lifting the arms up. Moving down. We'll just do one sun salutation to warm up, lengthen the chest. Palms down. And then lower down, however you want. Inhale, so shoulders back, chest forward. And exhale, take it back to downward dog. Walk the heels out. And today, for the shoulder variety show, we're going to see if we can drop the head down towards the floor. And again, those very loose in the lower back. We're trying not to go at the lower back, but working and sinking into the shoulders. And give that a go. Maybe the head goes a little deeper. Maybe the head touches the floor. Maybe it doesn't go anywhere. Nice, pick the head up off the floor. Take one big step forward. Lengthen the chest. Exhaling and falling down. And coming all the way up. Reach the hands, palms together. And then just bring them down into the chest. Okay, lifting that right leg off the floor. We're going to take it behind us and dropping the toes down. So the toes are going to face forward. Kind of make your distance between the feet however that's most comfortable for you. And just convince your right side of the hip to lean a little bit more forward, to square off the hips. Next, we're going to reach the hands up. And then shoulder blades together behind you. So opening the chest, elbows bend and go down. And then scoop, reaching forward. Exhale. And again. Take the arms behind, interlace the fingers. And just for a second, shuffle those shoulder blades, roll them open. Pull those shoulders back behind you. And feel free to play with this variation, dropping the body in the inside of the thigh, picking the arms up and above, and wish you had that strap binding your arms. Nice, coming all the way up, staying balanced, staying focused all the way, reaching the arms up, fingertips to point to the ceiling. Nice, and place the back foot down and open it parallel to the mat. Straighten up that front leg for a break a little bit, bending into the knee. And then let's drop the elbow onto the thigh. Even though if you can go lower, just go elbow to the thigh and bear with me. Reaching the arm up. I'm going to play and sort of mess about with what a healthy shoulder should be in most of your yoga postures. So take the arm diagonal. And we're going to roll the shoulder so it comes close to your cheeks. Right, so that's an internal rotation because I hope you can feel you're rolling the shoulder in towards your cheeks. So let's play with external rotation, which is way more healthy for your shoulder, for long-term practice. Rolling the shoulder away from your cheeks. And you'll feel as you do that, your shoulder blade should slide back and down. All right, if you want, you can have a look at the screen. I think you can see it rather than this. You're going like this and then reaching. So it still stays low and down. Your palms are sort of facing behind you to the mat edge behind you. And you always want to try and keep this in external rotation. And this is the feeling of your palm. Let's try and triangle. Straighten the front leg, taking the hand down to the leg. And then reaching the arm up. And again, let's roll it in. So like you're trying to roll the shoulder into your cheeks. And then let's roll it open. So the shoulder blade slides really down the back and nestles, sits nicely. Everything's quite comfortable. Okay, so keeping healthy shoulders. Coming up, let's come up to warrior two, bending that left knee. And shoulders, wriggle them around, relax. You're reaching long with the arms, always keeping shoulders relaxed. So you're going to shift all the weight forward, coming into chair pose. So little bend, hop the way forward, dropping the bum down. Relax your shoulders. Feel free to always give it a wriggle. And same thing, let's roll the shoulders into the cheeks. Wrong way. Roll them away from the cheeks and slide them down the back. Even if the palms are apart, you're keeping the palms really facing each other, reaching up with the fingers, almost like you're trying to magnetize the pinky fingers to come together. And this is way more healthy shoulder rotation for any of your postures where the arms stick out, holding this for a little while. And then we're just going to stand up, bring the palms in prayer. Let's try other side. Left leg comes up, taking the leg back and down. Toes point forward, drag the left hip forward, reaching the arms up. And then shoulder blades together behind the back, elbows bent. And again, reach on up. And just one more with your breath. Interlace the fingers behind, wriggle the shoulder blades together. Never be afraid to wriggle, bringing the chest down on the inside. Maybe bring the arms up and above the head. Okay, slowly, nice and steady, coming on up, plonking that left foot open and down, bending that right knee, and then dropping the elbow down. So again, playing with shoulder rotation. Bring the arm up, and as you bring it diagonal, let's go shoulder into the cheek, and then pull the shoulder down, and then reach through the fingers. You should find a lot more length, a lot more ease through the arm, through the neck, and the back. Okay, straightening that front knee, put the hand on the leg somewhere, bring the arm up into triangle, and again, roll it in, and then roll it open. Slide those shoulder blades in a relaxed way, and somewhere sitting happily on your back. Okay, up into warrior two, so bending that front knee, coming up. Take some time, relax the shoulders, reach out long instead. I'm going to go back into chair pose. So one big step all the way forward. Shimmy the shoulders. Really, again, open up the palms to each other. Shoulders are sort of resting down the back. Even if the palms come together and you reach long, they're still rotated outwards rather than into your ears and in your cheeks. So again, feel free to play with both and see how that feels. Nice, coming up, bring the palms down. Okay, if you need your strap to do not eagle arms, cow face arms behind you, then please take your strap. The right hand goes up, left hand go for the reach. Remember, reach and long, grabbing the fingertips, maybe keeping the head down a little. Bring that right leg, and again, taking the toes back behind you. Okay, sinking into that right hip. Open up the chest, maybe letting the eyes sort of move up diagonal to the corner of the room, maybe slightly higher. Okay, we come all the way forward and balance on that left leg. So you can do it in little hops, all the way forward, lifting that right leg up, kind of like warrior three, slowly releasing the hands, taking the hands out and taking right hand to grab that right ankle. Left hand coming forward. Before we go any higher, using your right leg to pull that right arm a little bit back behind you, working into that shoulder. So left arm, healthy shoulder rotation. Pinky side, you're going to reach the pinky forward like you're going to cup someone's face. And then maybe sink deeper into your dancer, maybe. Coming up, back to standing. Bring palms in prayer. Nice recentering. Other side. Using your strap again if you need to. Left arm up, right arm long and back. Reaching, left leg up, taking it back. And at every point, just find your steadiness. Maybe just gently lifting your eyes. If it's too much, don't do it. Take it back forward. Steady breathing. Okay, we're going to balance on that right leg. So bring it forward. You can again hop forward. Balance, 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 balance. Lifting the left leg up. Bend that left leg. Slowly release the hands. Grabbing the foot with your left arm. Right arm moving forward. Reach the pinky side forward. Let the leg kick back slightly to open up the shoulder, and then gently exploring however you like into this posture. Whee. Everything back up to standing, palms in prayer. Nice, we're going to make our way down to the mat, lifting the arms and bringing the hands down. Inhaling, palms down, step back and lower. Inhale, shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale. Taking a few steps here. And again, if you'd like to try that navel in, but dropping the head down towards the floor, you can. If not, just holding regular downward facing dog. Nice. And coming to seated whenever you like, however you like. Taking the legs out in front of you. And we're going to head into a little bit more of a passive shoulder opener. So if you've got your one block with you, or pillows will work, I kind of recommend you maybe cover it if it's a cork block, just with something soft. All right, and basically we're going to put the block somewhere. I'm going to demonstrate it here. Yeah, in the upper back region, and we're going to lie on it. So it takes a little bit of shuffling to sort of find where it's quite nice for the points of your back. You sort of want the upper points of the block to, let's see, to be around these fleshy parts of the shoulders. Yeah, really quite in midway down your shoulder blade. And you'll feel it. You'll feel when it's comfortable, when it's not. If you have a yoga wheel, use that. If not, we're going for this option. Or if you don't have a block and your book is like awkwardly shaped, you could just put loads of blankets and pillows behind you. So you're just lifting the chest up slightly. Okay, we want the arms to just open up to the side like so. If you've got more space, you can straighten them. And so it might take a little bit of adjustment. Your legs can be straight out, or you can drop the knees into each other. If your head is too low, get up and put a pillow underneath, so you have a little bit more padding under the head as well. Remember, we really want each posture to be steady and comfortable. So if anything is amiss, just change it up. And so as we're here, I just want you to coax the chest to sort of relax. Imagine it could drape around this brick we've asked it to lie on. Allowing a slow release of the fibers in the whole front of the body, the chest, the shoulders. So I'll definitely reiterate again, if your neck feels too low, feels weird, just grab a pillow and raise the head. For those who have a bolster at home as well, I forgot to say, you could just lie on your bolster as well. Anything that sort of coaxes a passive opening of the chest, this opening of the arms, the shoulders. That's kind of our aim with this one. Let's just go for one more minute here. If it's at all uncomfortable, you can just remove your block and lie flat down for the last minute. And slowly, I'm going to roll onto our fronts just for the last posture. So just roll off your block. Keep the block and maybe any pillows or any things in front of you for your head. You might need it. Onto our bellies. We're basically going to cross the arms. It's a bit harder with boobs. So have a play. I'm going to move my mic so I don't squish it. All right, so you're basically crossing the arms like so under you, and then we're going to do the other way in a second. So it doesn't matter which is nearer to the floor at the moment. Crossing the arms, and it helps to keep your block with you, so you can just rest your head on your block. So you're going over the boobs and just letting your weight stretch the outsides of the shoulders. Okay, you'll feel it in one arm more than the other. You can even let your head kind of roll to the side. Your head can really do whatever's most comfortable. Just let all your weight drop down. Let the arms relax under you. And then we're going to swap sides. So gently just peeling yourself up and then changing the arms. Whichever one was above goes below. Just swap them. Allowing your lower back to relax. Really, the whole body just nice and heavy to the floor. So there's no need to clench up your shoulders either. Just really drop the weight down. And this is the last posture, so feel free to allow yourself to just relax if you haven't already. So whenever you're ready, just releasing your arms. Maybe just flopping onto your back. Taking Shavasana. And even in your Shavasana, letting the palms face upwards. So why everyone kind of keeps banging on about that? It's because it's still, even with your back flat, a nice passive opening for the shoulders. Really rolling with the idea, the body will change depending on what we give it, depending on what we make it do. And so even the little things, like allowing the shoulders to passively rest and open in an open position this way, will slowly change the body. Allowing whole body to relax. Let your shoulders be nice and soft, heavy. And as you lie here, I'll read you a little mindfulness reading. Idleness is an art. In a world that races along and hardly ever gives itself a break, rediscover the joy of a yawn and a short afternoon break. Give your body over to slumber and close your eyes. It won't be wasted time. When you get up, you'll have all the energy you need to go about your day better. sleep, and let's sleep. Maybe starting to just roll the eyeballs around with your closed eyelids. And bringing any motion back to your body, however small or big. Enjoy a nice long stretch. And when you're ready, we'll meet back up in seated. There's no rush. Nice, bringing palms in prayer and drop the head down. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Hope you feel a little taller, a little looser in the chest, waggly in the shoulders. Any questions? Let me know. Indy had asked a question. Is this melting heart pose? Yeah, I think melting heart and puppy are the same thing. It's a super nice one for the whole body. But remember, if you're mobile in your lower back, to pull the navel back in. It'd be a big difference. Cool. I'll wait for a little more if you've got any more questions. Oh, I hope that worked for your shoulders and your neck and your back, upper back. So next week and the next 3 weeks, actually, we are giving over this class a guide to my friend who I did my training with, who is like awesome at handstands. It's one of the most requested classes, and she's just great at it. She's worked at them so well. I'm just gonna read this. Oh yay, I'm great. Good thing Kerry. Sorry, Kerry said my shoulders feel less tight. Yay! Mission accomplished. So the next 3 weeks it will be a guide to handstanding. Part 1, 2, and 3. It's my friend Amy, who's from Edinburgh, and and we did our training together, and she's just awesome. I'll be doing the class because she's so smooth at them. She teaches handstands up in Edinburgh. Really wonderful yogi, really calm and gentle person, and it'll be a mixture of handstand conditioning, so similar to this, like quite a lot of workshop styles to get you confident using the wall. Blip, blip, blip. She knows more than me about what it entails, but it'll be kind of a similar vibe to how this class has been going. And then I'll be back. I'm still teaching the Wednesday ones though, so the little half an hour slots before Ashtanga. Tomorrow we're going to be chatting and practicing, doing a little bit about how to practice when you're feeling low. Oh, hitting the hard topics. And that'll be something else the next week. So if you have a suggestion, please just email us or message me or Trika, and we'll put them in. Yeah, of what you guys would like. Cool. I'm just gonna go and read the comments. Louis Bond, this was my 3rd ever class. I struggle with downward dog. Should it be easy? Ooh, yeah, actually, we've not done a whole workshop on downward dog, but that might be a good one for, yeah, another class. It will be easy eventually, but I think anyone who starts, it won't be easy for a while. What you want to do, Louis, is bend your knees and get the weight into your hips. Sorry, this is off topic, like not shoulders, but kind of actually, kind of shoulders, right? So you want to get away from straight legs and just like a heavy press up feeling in the shoulders. What is better for you to start with if you're a beginner and if you're new to this motion is to bend the knees and work on long arms. Even if you're all the way down with the knees, long arms. Okay, and that's yeah, actually, it's not off topic. It has to do with shoulders. All the way, long arms. And then slowly over time, maybe you can keep the long arms as the legs slowly straighten. I might send you a video. If you look on our YouTube, there'll be a sun salutation asana workshop. That's already on there from our, I think it is from our class a few weeks back. If it's not, I'll make sure it is, where we really talk a little bit in depth about downward dog, but work on the arms and the shoulders being straight, because the last thing you want to do is to do your downward dog, you know, keeping the legs straight, but then really stressing out the shoulders, because that will really, yeah, that will lead to quite a tense shoulder, right? So we're always aiming for long and strong, but not completely tense. But it's difficult. It's difficult. Where's the video? Oh, no worries, Louis. Lucy, do you mean the sun salutation one? I think I've uploaded it to our YouTube. So if you just search Trika at Home on YouTube, we've got a bunch of public videos that have been some of the classes that we've uploaded. That should be on there. Oh, Emily's posted it. There it is, guys. It's in the chat box. It's in the link. I've got secret fairies around me sending links all over. There it is, like magic. Okay, cool. As usual, yeah, any questions, just email them. We're so open to suggestions with how you want these classes to go. You know, this one and a guide to class that's tomorrow is very open in topic, and it changes every week. So let us know what you want, and then we'll do a class for you. So yeah, cool. Hope your shoulders feel like this. Have a good day. Bye.